When you think about Tekken 8 ranked, the brand new metadata was released once again. So March and April, the times of these recordings is April, is that 50% of the player base is stuck in red ranks. And what's really cool about Tekken 8 ranked is that I was doing a fun experiment this whole weekend. I was picking up newer players, newer characters. I decided, well, let me just not, I'm going to step into a beginner notion. The whole experiment was me, to give you a backstory on it, is I am going to give you what I can in terms of experimentation, grabbing onto a character as if I am a beginner, then trying to learn as I go. And is it a game for somebody that can just pick up a controller and jump right in? Now, of course, people that play Tekken, they're probably thinking like, Tim, what the hell are you thinking? Of course, Tekken's not a game where you can just pick it up and just play ranked. I don't mean beginning fighting game gamers, like somebody that's played Mortal Kombat. I mean somebody that has never played a fighting game, somebody that's never picked up these types of situations in their life. Fighting games are a different breed when you start to try to get into them. So this experiment was, okay, well, what can I do to step into rank for the third time with a different character? And so what I was thinking was like, okay, well, let's try to do this and let's see the reasoning, a few things, right? One, of course, the truth about Tekken 8 ranked. And you know that's going to be a conversation. And then another thing as to why people are stuck in red ranks, are hard stuck, right? 50% of the player base, especially now, when you think about 50%, especially people that are watching this game right now and people that are playing this game, it's definitely more than cut in half, and we'll try to discuss that more later. But the metadata shows 50% stuck red rank. On Twitch at release time, Tekken 8 had like 80,000 viewers, and now at its current state it has about 4,000 viewers. Now it can fluctuate depending on tournaments and stuff, but for the average, that's how it's looking. It's about the same as Street Fighter, which has always been consistent. Street Fighter's been consistent this whole time with that, their viewership, and Mortal Kombat sits at like a whopping 500 right now. Started in yellow due to my prowess, so I'm using June, and I'm just kind of figuring it out. I don't know how to play her. I'm just learning as I go. We're playing. I did no labbing with her. We did Friday and Saturday. The weekend, I felt like maybe it won't be as crazy sweaty at times, depending on who you're playing and what times you're playing. Yellow ranks was okay. I understand. I think if you're a beginner, you get off from work, whether you're super older or if you're younger and you kind of just want a game where you can just kind of mash a bit and find things going on, I think yellow ranks is a great time for that. I noticed though, the first hassle that I noticed was that I was ranking up too fast, and that wasn't due to me just being a solid gamer and knowing these types of games already, but I think that you don't really lose points in those ranks until you get to orange ranks. So orange ranks, I noticed what happened, you do start reaching a plateau, so you have to start catching on to certain things that you need to start doing. Now again, this is in a beginner sense. Notice now you lose points, so that can be a little bit discouraging now for beginners at this point. Also, the mashing, you can still kind of get away with an orange rank to an extent. I think at this point you have to learn how to maybe start doing throws or something, have like some fun mix up at this point. So it can work out and it can take you a little further. This would be more the plateaus for beginners, like the end of yellow and middle orange, I think. Losing points, going back and forth. Now you have to actually try to learn the game, and at these points is where you start getting people that are actually plugging. And so one surprising thing while playing, I noticed people were really plugging a lot in orange ranks, because when you get to middle orange, now you're starting to face an actual red tier, and this is where it changes everything. Once you get to that notion, I believe now you're facing people that well off know what the hell they're doing. Red ranks are stuck in red ranks for 3 months straight now. They also only have one main. When you look at their prowess, you can put the prowess together and you notice like, okay, they're only using this character right now and they're in red. So that means they've been hard stuck in red for the past 3 months. You could just see obviously the way they play that they have been stuck for this long. You can see the full offense that they do, especially on characters that are a little bit harder, right? Like you see the Bryans or like Lees or Ninas. You know, like, okay, yeah, they're hard stuck here for sure. So if you're a new player trying to pick up a controller and vibe out, middle orange, it starts to become a hassle at that point, and it can be very discouraging right there. So I understand why that cutoff starts to get very, very, I think those numbers are already done at that point. Beginners are done for the most part. You're not going to get like a super casual around that place, because it's just too, even me that knows how to play the game, I start noticing the friction and I'm like, oh yeah, there's too much friction right here for somebody to get off a long day of work and then just kind of say, I'm talking about beginner. I'm not talking about people that actually enjoy fighting games. I enjoy fighting games. I can go work, hustle, do my business and come back. But a beginner that sits there, they'll be like, oh hell no, I'm done. They're going to give up way too fast because it is crazy sweaty at that point. And Tekken 8's actually easier than the other Tekken, so it's kind of crazy. So I know that, so that kind of eliminates that base. Now we're looking at just beginner and intermediate casual fighting game players, where I kind of land too. And I'm like, okay, why are they hard stuck in rank? Well, this is where the plugin starts a lot now. So in orange ranks, I was actually very shocked that higher orange ranks to red ranks are really plugging a lot. And I think a lot of that also has to do with discouraging senses where they don't want to go backwards, which is why a lot of people do stay stuck there. So one thing could be plugging. Another is I noticed that a lot of people don't have defense, I guess. I mean, again, I'm not the best at this game, but I just noticed I am better than a lot of these red ranks that I'm playing, especially when I play new characters too. I notice there's not a lot of sidestepping, a lot of movement, and it's still like mashing, but it's better mashing at this point. It's more calculated mashing. You do have your randoms at times that definitely know what the hell they're doing. They're either maining a second character or they have a new account. I know people that have multiple accounts in this game. Like even my chat when I'm streaming, they troll me and they sneak into my servers with multiple accounts. So just because they're in your prowess in your color rank and you see them playing like crazy does not mean, and then they also could be a legacy player, so that also can be daunting for beginners. But for people like me, we understand like who's what, like who's been playing, who's hard stuck, what's going on in this. So I feel that that's pretty cool. But I think one thing that does shock me that there is plugging in the earlier ranks. I don't know if people have made it okay to do this. And I went on a huge tangent during stream and I was like, yo, it's not okay to be fucking plugging in orange and red ranks. These are by far the actual, like, what do you call it, like the highlight phases of your Tekken career, you know, like, or wherever, how far you want to get in this game. These are the most learning moments in these games. I would understand why blue ranks do it. I mean, it's not okay to do it, but I understand why blue ranks and onward do it. They're the smallest percentage of people onward, and they don't want to lose that based off of ego and insecurity at times. You know, people rage quit, they get pissed. So I'm like, man, these ranks are too early. And I had multiple plugs and I'm like, no, this doesn't seem right. And I wasn't really dominating. I'm still like learning June, and I was just kind of playing around and just fiddling like with certain strings and being stupid, spamming stupid stuff. So yeah, I thought that was kind of weird for me on the Tekken 8 rank. So I think beginners do get discouraged. And then on top of that, you do have people that troll a lot. I think people are too toxic towards beginners. I notice that happens on stream a lot too. Rather they're really chatting with themselves or even throwing hatred at me, because even me, like, I was letting people know like, hey, I'm learning this character today, so don't expect a high level of gameplay. But yet we still get that, right? When they don't understand context, some motherfuckers and haters are just brain dead, so they're just gonna do that shit regardless. They're corny and they're pussies. But yeah, I noticed that happens also. So, and then also have beginners that were writing in the chat saying like, yeah, this is why I don't play ranked anymore, because I deal with people that really discourage us and all that stuff. So yeah, it is a discouraging game. So I think at these ranks is why it kind of plateaus and people just kind of give up, because now at this point it becomes tedious in order to learn. Replay features, better defense, counters, punishes, mix-ups, like really good 50-50s at this point. So yeah, that's kind of the overall truth about Tekken 8 ranked in a beginner sense that doesn't really know fighting games. So now when you want to get into intermediate fighting players, I'm like, okay, well, one thing, plugging is not okay. Two, I understand why people are hard stuck and ranked. I feel that the point system also is very inconsistent from what I can see from it, at least as you continuously and gradually improve or get higher in ranks. And then also I feel like people try to make this game seem like you can't just play it for fun. I feel like that's something that's very corny and should be reevaluated. I think gaming should always be fun. So if the person's having fun, like, people shouldn't be hating on others having fun. So I feel that's why a lot of beginners shy away from continuously playing. They like to cherry pick a lot. And so I think that puts a lot of people that puts themselves at a disadvantage too. I noticed a lot of one and dones are happening in red ranks too, when even like the Shin Ryu and the Tin Ryu. So I was like, okay, well, why is there one and dones here? And I think they're scared of demotion. And I'm still thinking like, dude, you're in red ranks, man. Like, have a blast with it. I'm having a blast, man. Like, I don't even care if I demote or whatever. I just have fun. And so I feel that it's too early for that, I think. And that can be, I don't know. Y'all got to let me know. Like, I think that could be a major cause as to why people don't really rank up either, man. I think people don't rank up because they just one and done in red ranks. I'm like, nah. I mean, I understand the higher ranks just because they plug or they don't want to lose that big ass ranking system that they probably flex all day all over social media and stuff, and they don't want to lose that shit. Like, it can do a lot to your mental. I know that shit for sure. But I'm thinking like, man, like, red ranks should not be doing this. It's too early to like one and done all day. It's too early to cherry pick. It's too early to like rage quit and plug. And I think those are kind of correlating aspects as to why Tekken 8 ranked. And other times, bro, I just I noticed when I play regular, I did another experimentation also with crossplay. So I noticed at times when I turned off crossplay, I did two things. I left crossplay on, of course I always do. And I wanted to see like all the PC shit. You do see some fishy shit every once in a while. I'm like, man, this is really fucking fishy. No wonder why beginners will give up on this game. You see some motherfuckers like going crazy. Like I see like crazy devil gens on the wave dashing, like the cancel dash, green back dash cancels. Now this could mean that maybe they don't play ranked much anymore, or they're late to grinding. They played all the Tekkens before. I don't know what it is. They might just have a daytime job and I don't know. There's just a lot of speculation, right? You never know exactly what's going on, but some shit seems like some real fishy, right? I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like I was playing like a devil gen, we were going to war, bro, and I was like, there's no way this man is stuck in this Garyu ranked right now. There's no way he's on first red rank. Like he is trolling low, and he saw that I was a lower rank, so you could tell that he was kind of just, they smell blood in the water is what I'm trying to say. If you're like a veteran red ranked at this point, it like literally, especially if you made red rank months ago and you're still hard stuck there, when you see like an orange rank, of course you're gonna flex all your prowess and how good you are. I get it, man. And so I felt like that Devil J was doing that to me, but then we ended up winning, and then like it was just mad corny. It's just like a one and done or something. So that all goes to like overall, and the overall notion is like I feel that red ranks enjoy beating up lower ranks, but they have a hard time facing themselves in terms of like same rank and prowess. And they also face higher ranks, right? Because red ranks also face purple ranks. Now, this is just for the speculation for those that are the 50% of the metadata that is shown. You know what I mean? That's just what I think based on this experiment that I've been doing today with multiple characters, seeing like why are they stuck in these ranks. And then also on top of that, again, I'm not a pro, but I just noticed like certain smaller things are not being done as far as like again, I'm not fucking massively better than everybody, but I noticed that at least in the earlier red ranks, I'm not way better than the other red ranks, but I noticed that maybe like some counters, maybe simple things like sidesteps and grabbing, like throwing, like launchers. I feel like those are not utilized enough. They have great offense though. I faced a Lar who was going crazy, a Lars, and I was like, man, like, he had crazy strings and mashes, but I feel like he just like wasn't blocking or something. It seemed like he could have been way better, but I don't know. I was just like, yeah, this is the reason why he's stuck here right now, because he's not doing, I guess, a lot of the basic nature of it. Like the game is so aggressive, which is good for beginners, I feel. But when you look at it into the intermediate responses moving forward, you're like, oh, I understand why you're kind of stuck here right now. That's how you're playing, and it was very clear to me on that notion. So from a full beginner standpoint that doesn't play fighting games, Tekken 8 ranked is something that I would recommend to maybe just go to like yellow rank or maybe orange. And at that point, I would step back. I would not keep trying to rank up, because one, either you're gonna lose your points and get discouraged very early. And this is an early time. It's an overwhelming game. So it's a lot of reading, it's a lot of research, a lot of studying of other characters and yourself. So if it's yellow and orange, I would get into yellowish orange, and I'd probably just stay on quick play a lot, honestly. That's kind of like what I'll say for someone who's never played fighting games. And if you're just hard stuck red and you know fighting games, I actually don't really have a full conclusion of that, other than like stop doing one and done, and then also stop. But I'm not here to give advice, but I'm just trying to see why people would be such a large percentage there. But it does feel like a gate kept rank, in my opinion, and that's what I told chat also. Again, this experiment was just solely for research purposes before I could make this video. And I noticed that it seems like red ranks do gatekeep a lot. Like when you see like a beginner, they beat the shit out of beginners when they know that they're a beginner. And then they also, because I noticed the aggro gameplay really ramps up when I'm facing a red rank when I was orange. But when I was a red rank and facing other red ranks, I noticed it was a little bit more lax. You know what I mean? It's like they didn't want to lose. Like they've been losing in their ranks a lot. So that was really interesting to really test that format. But I noticed when they see a lower rank, they were really beating up. Like I would get a lot of aggressive gameplay on me. So that was pretty cool to really note down too. But if I was newer, never played fighting games, I would definitely do yellow ranks to orange. And once I start getting to orange, I would actually step out of ranked, play quick play a whole lot, because quick play is going to give you a lot of people that are higher than you too. And so you could use that as a practice for now before like real stuff is on the line. You start losing points and stuff. And then also I'll be just in the replay features after quick play when I'm getting my ass kicked in quick play, because you will get your ass kicked in quick play. There's some crazy people in there too. And I would probably do replay features and all that. But Tekken 8, in my opinion, I just think overall just the plugin's ass. I think we should not be plugging this early. And I think it's just crazy for me that they don't really do anything about it. But I do understand why beginners don't even play this game anymore. Like absolute beginners, because it's hard. It's uninviting, and I think red ranks really gatekeep that portion to really get better at the game. And a lot of beginners in my chat were agreeing with me. So I was like, oh, okay, so this probably is a solution as to why people, in terms of full-on mainstreaming fighting games, why people don't stick to fighting games that long at times. And Tekken 8 is great for quote-unquote for beginners due to their learning. But Tekken 8 is a self-improvement type game. So if you're not into self-improvement or self-discipline, it really is a hard game to play. And so beginners, yeah, more aggressive, yeah, but that also means your opponent is going to be more aggressive also. And if that opponent has been doing their research, and a lot of these motherfuckers have, a lot of these people in red ranks, bro, are like been training hours a day, don't have a job, been either stream or played before Tekkens, and they're still stuck there for a reason, because they beat up on previous ranks, but they're doing okay against ranks, their own rank at times, maybe losing some, winning some, plugging, and then against like purple ranks, they're getting their ass smoked. And I think onward, I don't have nothing to say. I'm not blue rank. When I get to blue rank, I will make a video about this. I'll make an updated video, because I will get to blue rank, trust me. And I just don't feel like putting the fucking time into it right now. But I think that I could probably speak on the notion of like higher ranks that they probably just hate the plugin, because you don't get points at the end of the day. And I know people troll with that shit too, man. So yeah, y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about Tekken 8 rank. I just kind of wanted to share my experience with it as to why a full-blown beginner that never plays fighting games, and also intermediate players, at least those up into red rank, why they stay stuck there based on the metadata. And we went in and did some fun stuff. I thought it was pretty fun overall, and learning new characters is always the fun thing. If you're not having fun on Tekken 8 ranked, I would highly recommend just learn a new character. It brings back the fun. It sets you back to early ranks, and I think it makes you like love the game for what it is again. I noticed once I get to red, I'm not gonna say it doesn't become fun anymore. It just becomes much more of a tedious process. When I was learning with June, with also Senna, with Nina, and I'm getting to yellowish, orange, it's still pretty fun. I'm learning, I'm just laughing, I'm losing some, I'm winning some, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with the character. Then when I get to rank, like what I said, it's like a structural, everybody's there. Like the visual I can say for red ranks is like you climbing up the ladder, and there's like a whole burden of people, and they're just trying to like pull down on your ankles while you're trying to climb the ladder of success, and everybody's just tugging you down. It's a very gate-kept rank for where it's too hard for absolute beginners, but it's still very easy for respectable players like purple and blue, and they always get their ass smoked by them because they're doing some bad habits that where they enjoy beating up on those younger players by whatever they're doing, but they're not willing to improve. And so therefore it's a very confusing rank from what I'm experiencing and what I'm going through right now in the process, stepping into a beginner's shoes at least. So yeah, y'all gotta let me know what's up, man. I appreciate you. Drop your thoughts. What do you think could improve in Tekken 8 ranked? What do you disagree with? Do you feel Tekken 8 is still great for beginners? If so, why do a lot of beginners that are new to fighting games, why are they dropping this game so drastically now? And the issues with Tekken 8 and all that stuff. Whatever you want to fucking share, man, let me know what's up. I appreciate y'all. Peace.